Diabetic-friendly meals are all about keeping your blood sugar steady while still serving up fire flavor and feel-good vibes. Think tender grilled chicken, roasted veggies, whole grain pasta, quinoa bowls, and high-fiber sides that keep you full without sending your levels on a wild ride. These balanced plates blend protein, healthy fats, and slow-burning carbs to keep energy smooth all day, whether you're meal prepping for a busy week or whipping up quick, clean dinners after work. Diabetic-friendly meals make healthy eating simple, tasty, and totally doable. It's all about smart choices, bold flavor, and real everyday convenience. Smart carb choices hit the sweet spot when you want steady energy without messing with your blood sugar or slowing down your groove. Rolling with whole grains, high-fiber veggies, beans, lentils, and fresh fruits keeps things balanced, satisfying, and way more nutritious than those fast-burning, sugary carbs. These smart picks digest slow, keep you full longer, and help you stay on top of cravings without feeling restricted. Whether you're building a power breakfast, a chill lunch, or a clean dinner, choosing smarter carbs makes eating healthy feel effortless. It's all about flavor, balance, and keeping your body running smooth all day. Eating bread, potatoes, and rice without riding the crazy roller coaster of blood sugar swings is one of those things that sounds impossible until you actually figure out why your body reacts the way it does. A lot of people think that if they even look at a warm baguette the wrong way, their glucose spikes will shoot up like fireworks. But the truth is a little more nuanced and honestly pretty empowering once you learn how your body handles carbs. The real trick is not cutting these foods out, because let's be real, nothing hits quite like a fresh slice of bread, a perfectly buttery baked potato, or a bowl of fluffy rice next to your favorite meal. Instead, the secret lies in understanding how the human body deals with different kinds of carbs, how the glycemic index plays into it, the role of timing, and the mistakes most people never even realize they're making. Toss in a little awareness about insulin resistance and metabolic health, and suddenly you're not dodging carbs, you're mastering them. One of the reasons people are so quick to blame bread, potatoes, and rice for everything under the sun, from fatigue to cravings to that 3 p.m. crash, is because they've been told that carbs automatically equal chaos. Sure, if you slam a plate of white rice on an empty stomach, your blood sugar is gonna jump like it's trying to break a world record, but that doesn't mean the food is bad. It means the context is off. Most people don't realize that the body responds differently to carbs depending on what you eat with them, how fast you eat them, how processed they are, whether you're stressed, how much you slept, and even whether you went for a quick walk after the meal. It's not the carb itself, it's the environment you're giving it. It's like blaming the weather for getting wet when you walked outside without an umbrella. The weather didn't betray you, you just weren't prepared. So many folks are unknowingly making 7 very common mistakes that send glucose spikes flying high. The first is eating carbs alone. This is a biggie. When you have something like potatoes or bread by themselves on an empty stomach, those carbs hit your bloodstream fast. No breaks, no buffer. Just zoom straight into high blood sugar territory. Your body breaks down simple carbs quickly. So without protein, fat, or fiber to slow down the absorption, you're setting yourself up for a spike and a crash. Or better move is pairing your carbs with something that helps balance things out. You don't have to go full keto warrior mode. Just add a little lean protein, some healthy fats, maybe a veggie or two. Suddenly, those complex carbs behave more like team players than troublemakers. Another major mistake is eating carbs before anything else in your meal. It sounds small, but the order you eat food actually matters more than most people think. When you start with vegetables, especially ones high in fiber intake, your digestive system slows down the absorption of the carbs that come after. But when you dive straight into the bread bowl at a restaurant, you're basically giving your body pure glucose first, which spikes blood sugar like crazy. Eating your meal in a smarter order is such an easy shift and doesn't require giving up anything. Just start with veggies, then protein and fats, then carbs. It works so well it almost feels like cheating. Then there's the processing issue. White bread, instant mashed potatoes, and highly refined white rice are absorbed faster, because much of the fiber and structure has been stripped away. The higher the processing, the higher the glycemic index. And the faster the glucose hits your bloodstream. It doesn't mean you can never have them. It just means whole grains or less processed versions give you a gentler rise, instead of a glucose explosion. Swapping white rice for brown basmati or jasmine is a simple upgrade. Picking bread with whole grains, seeds, or sourdough fermentation gives your gut and blood sugar a break. Even cooling your rice or potatoes and reheating them later creates resistant starch, which acts kind of like fiber and helps your insulin response. Here's a sneaky mistake most people don't realize they're making. Eating carbs when they're tired, stressed, or sleep-deprived. When your body is running on empty or dealing with stress hormones like cortisol, it's basically primed to overreact to carbs. That means even normal meals can hit harder, and glucose spikes become more intense. If you've ever had a night of crap sleep and noticed your cravings went nuts the next day, that's your hormones messing around with your appetite and blood sugar regulation. It's not just willpower, it's biology. A short walk, some deep breathing, or even pushing the carb-heavy portion of your meal a little later can help stabilize the reaction portion. Control is another sneaky culprit, not in the diet culture tiny portions kind of way, but in the sense that many people have no clue how big their servings really are. A serving of rice is half a cup cooked, but most of us pile on 2 or 3 cups without blinking. Same with potatoes. If your entire plate is basically one giant potato disguised as dinner, that's a lot of carbs hitting all at once. You don't have to meticulously measure every grain of rice, but just being aware of portion control gives you way more stability with carbs. Pairing a moderate amount of carbs with proteins, veggies, and fats is way more effective than cutting carbs altogether. Another mistake people make is falling for carb loading. Unintentionally, not the athletic kind, but the overeating kind that happens when carbs are your entire meal. If you sit down with a big bowl of pasta and nothing else, you'll get that blissful hit of comfort. But you'll also feel sluggish later because your blood sugar spiked and crashed.